everyone. Thank you so much for joining me for another edition of Shop Talk Park Slope. I am Nikki Thomas, licensed associate real estate broker, and I'm absolutely thrilled to have with me this time around Duwaine and Vera of Stella's Caribbean.
Thank you
so much for joining me. There's a reason why we're chuckling. I will disclose to you guys at another time why that is, but let's just jump into that.
Yes.
So tell us about Stella's Caribbean, the kind of food that you offer, as well as the story behind the name.
All right. I want to say, I'll take this one. Okay. Yeah. I want to say we offer almost like home cooked Caribbean style meals. And I say this because most of what I cook there, or most of what we do there, I remember doing this with my mom. I remember being in the kitchen with her, watching her do this. And I kind of copied, do the same. Hence the name, Stella. That's my mom. So Stella's from my mom. Cooking, learning it, watching her, my mom. So,
and also probably stealing bits and pieces of food while she's cooking.
Definitely. Tasting and doing all of that kind of, yeah, definitely.
Probably occasionally getting shooed out the kitchen because you're tasting too much.
Yep, that's true too. That's true too. I think you're Caribbean. I think you know my mom.
I know how I was when I was little, and my mama would be in the kitchen cooking something that I absolutely love.
There's one thing with her though, because there was like three boys of us, and she was always adamant about her boys learning to cook. She's like, yeah, you have to learn to cook. You have to learn to clean. You have to learn to do those kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. So that's also a part of I guess, that shaped me. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I know Vera's probably like, yes, go Duwaine's mom.
She did good. She definitely did good.
Oh, yeah.
Now, your food features cuisine from the Greater and Lesser Antilles, and geographically, I know where that is, but there are some people who are watching who may not quite understand. They probably actually do know what's there. They just aren't familiar with those terms. So can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah. So Jamaica falls in what we call the Greater Antilles, which would be like Jamaica, Cuba, Haiti, Dominican Republic, kind of like that. The Lesser Antilles, you'll have Trinidad and Tobago, maybe even St. Vincent, smaller Caribbean islands that falls in what they call the Lesser Antilles. We kind of borrowed, and that's why I said flavors from the Greater and Lesser Antilles. We kind of borrowed some of the flavors from the Lesser Antilles, namely Trinidad and Tobago. I'll give you an example. I used to work at a Trini spot years ago, and got turned on to some of their flavors they use, especially in their curry. And the Trini people really got curry unlocked. You know, the Jamaicans have oxtails unlocked. They have the curry unlocked. And
my Trini friends will appreciate that.
Oh yeah, definitely. They use this herb called they call it shadow benny. The right name is really culantro, and you'll find it in Spanish cooking as well. And they have this pepper called pimento pepper, which kind of is not spicy, but it has all the flavors of the Scotch bonnet pepper, which is very much Jamaican, and not the heat. So I kind of incorporated that in how I cook my food, how we do. Another thing that we do from them is they're good at roti. I actually have a Trini lady come in and make roti for me. She makes it fresh. And I'm like, yes, this is good roti. This is, yeah. So that's what happens when we say we kind of like borrow or incorporate something from the lesser, and of course, Jamaica being the greater, we kind of combine the two.
Yeah, and I could see that from having eaten your food, where it's just like, it's got the flavor. There's that nice heat, but it's not the heat that like you're eating it and you're like, ow, this hurt. It's flavorful, but it's hurting me.
Oh yeah. I will say this, a lot of Jamaican spot, they really go hard on the spice, on the heat. I try not to fall in that trap, because I remember when we were on 15th at the time, and we had just opened, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go hard. I'm gonna be true, like Scotch Bonnet, and we got a lot of emails and a lot of people telling us to our faces like, love your food, but it's too hot. It's too. I can't eat it. It's too much. You gotta tone it down. So we kind of listened. We kind of listened. We really did.
So it's great to listen to and solicit, as well as to get like useful feedback from the people
Yes.
that are coming into your business and everything else, so you can improve. So it's really great that you actually did listen to, even though it's like, I know that you probably hearing that at first, you were probably like, ooh, like I don't know, but it's good that you were able to hear what they were saying and be like, you know what, that's okay. We're comfortable with pivoting. So you folks actually started during COVID. And it involved a Craigslist listing.
You did the homework.
Tell us a little bit more about that.
The wife will have to tell you about that one.
Yeah, so we've been looking for a space for a while, even before the COVID. We still always wanted to open our little takeout spot. But as I said earlier, we live in the Bronx, so we were looking closer to the house, so we don't have to travel too much. And then one day our realtor said, why don't you go try Brooklyn? And I'm like, no, it's too far. We don't want to travel. And then we finally give in. So one day I opened Craigslist and I found this little space on a Craigslist in Park Slope. So I told Duwaine, I said we should go check it out, and that's how we found it.
And part of that was too, we didn't want to go to Brooklyn because Brooklyn is so saturated with Caribbean so much. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to be all of that.
Yeah, and I think the first thing I did, I actually Googled the Caribbean restaurants around that area. And there's really none.
There was really none, yeah.
So yeah, that's actually interesting that you said, yeah, because in the immediate vicinity, even though Park Slope is actually very close, geographically speaking, to some of the best neighborhoods probably in the city for Caribbean food, the neighborhood itself, we there's actually not a whole lot of actual like Caribbean, like I can think of like maybe like two others, but they're very different. I think from what you folks are offering at your restaurant. And so I think that that's why you were like a really nice addition for people, because it's like, you know, you have one spot where I feel like it's like, both of the other, very party vibe, drinks vibe, yes, live music vibe, and everything else, which is great and stuff. That's its own thing. But I kind of feel like you folks are the one that's just like, I'm going to go over to my auntie's kitchen, or I'm going to go over to my mama's kitchen and everything else. And I'm going to get me like a nice little meal to take home, you know, eat over the weekend or eat in the evening and relax. I feel like that's kind of more of your vibe over at Stella's, because, you know, Stella's your mama.
So exactly. We actually had people who come by and they're like, oh yeah, we love the vibe. We love the music. We love just the relaxedness of everything. And some of them even told us when we were moving, please don't change. Don't get too bougie and change and be like no. That's not us. That's not us. Not at all.
It's great that you understand your niche. Now, you had actually told me a little bit earlier that you, when we were speaking before, that you actually were originally not going to do like a sit-in, stay like service and stuff, that you guys were actually thinking more to go, but that changed. So what happened?
We called, but then we saw the little spot with the backyard. And sorry. So the little spot came with the backyard. And plus during the COVID, there was a lot of, so because we opened right in the COVID, and there was a lot of things going on in the city, so you couldn't really go inside. But then we saw the space, we're like, oh, this is perfect because people still can come in and dine in. So we immediately ordered the tents for the backyard, make sure it's nice and warm for the winter without ordering heaters.
Yeah.
And that's how it all happened.
At that time, I remember the city wasn't quite, they'd given the restaurants the opportunity to do that outdoor thingy, dining thingy. And then it was coming down to the first winter, and they weren't quite sure if they're going to let us have it or not. So they were on the fence about it. And our thought was, okay, if they're going to take that away, no, you can't dine inside. No, you can't dine outside. but we have a backyard. You can still go in the backyard. So right then and there, we look at each other and we're like, okay, we're doing a sit-down restaurant. we're changing the whole plan right now. We didn't even have
servers.
No servers, no plates, no utensils to sit and eat, none of that. No tent in the backyard, nothing. So we just right then and there like, okay, we're going to do this dining thing. And right there and then we made the decision. Right. It was a good one. The Wall Street Journal actually got wind of this. Well, they got wind of us kind of opening up in the pandemic. They're like, everybody's trying to get out of their leases. Restaurants are closing all around us. And here we come.
And they're asking if we know something that everybody else doesn't know.
The world doesn't know. And we kind of told them, like, we're at the bottom. You know, COVID has done so much already. We're at the bottom. There's nowhere else to go but up. So we're looking beyond COVID. That was what we kind of told them. And they ran with that. And it was good because they ran with it. And a lot of people saw it and they wanted to help. They were calling. They were trying to purchase gift cards and just wanting to support. So that was pretty cool. Yeah. So that's how that dining thing came about.
Yeah, because you were telling me like that was not part of the plan. But yeah, I think that really makes, because I do remember when I first heard about you folks opening, I was like, a business is opening, like something new, you say. And I'm like, okay, but I think you're totally right, is that you were looking towards, you had to look past what was going on presently and look into the future in terms of different opportunities and everything else. So I think that was smart. So now kind of coming back to like being in Park Slope and selecting Park Slope, like how have you found it to be in terms of being part of the local, community fabric, local businesses and everything else? Like, how has that been for you folks since you've been here?
Like the local businesses and our neighbors, they're more like a family to us. They can always show us when we just moved over to the restaurant. We went to the nearby businesses, introduced ourselves, and it's been going on since then. It's been really good. Yeah, they're always supporting us if you have any kind of questions, anything like that.
I must mention the Park Slope bid.
Oh yeah,
Joanna and her team. They are amazing. They also was kind of the first one to also put us out there like, hey, new business opening up on 5th. It's Caribbean and it's good. Go meet Vera and Duwaine.
I think that's how I found out about you folks.
Yeah.
It's Instagram account. Yeah.
Oh yeah. They did that. And as Vera said, the rest of the businesses we also introduced ourselves to, they were pretty much like family. Hey, whatever you need, we're here.
And they still are.
And they still do.
Even though we moved to the new spot a couple blocks over, but we still talk to the rest of the
crew.
What is it?
Basically.
15 and 16.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I feel like Park Slope has just been amazing. Like just about the people that lives there, the businesses that are there. It's really kind of like a family. It really is.
That's so awesome to hear, because so much about whether or not a business succeeds, it's the entire ecosystem that it's a part of. So it's your clients, it's your location, it's the other businesses, things that are done to kind of, whatever support that you actually get from the community itself. And again, like the community is not just the clients, but just all those other aspects. So it really makes me really happy to hear that, because I think that it is the local business community that just makes this such a vibrant and wonderful neighborhood to live in. But speaking of that, what are some of your favorite local businesses? Doesn't have to be restaurant and bars, but I know you guys are foodies, but what are some of your favorite like places here in the neighborhood?
So we do like pastries and coffee.
Fat girls love cake. That's me.
So we love the French Start, which is just a block away from the old spot. And there's another chocolate shop called Not Just Chocolate on the 14th Street and 5th Avenue. They make some really cool stuff. Like, our kids think that those things are toys, even though they are chocolate.
They're chocolate. Really good. On 9th now, there is that supermarket. It's called Steve.
Yes, Steve Supermarket. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, Steve. You definitely want to check them out. The prices are really good over there, and they have a good variety of just about everything. I like them. They're getting to know us too right now.
Mhm.
We're getting to know them. They're getting to. So every now and then I might run out of something, and I run over to Steve, and it's just the right price. It doesn't break the bank. Yeah.
That's important right now because inflation.
Oh yeah.
Nice to know where you
The
can
price
go
of
and get
food
some
is
affordable
the
groceries.
price of food is ridiculous
Mhm.
right now. It really is. It really is. Yeah, so those are a few of the places
Yeah.
that Carlson.
Oh yes, also the Colson on 9 and
Carlson,
6.
yeah.
Also because they have pastries and the coffee.
Yeah, they're really good. They're
And they open
really
early
good.
as well.
Yeah, and they're
Mhm.
open early too. Yeah. So I'm very sure we're gonna find some more, but
Mhm.
those are the ones we kind of like visit or
Mhm.
stomping ground right now.
Especially when we
Yeah.
have a catering.
Oh yeah. And we do like a lot of times I'm there overnight.
Mhm.
As morning I'm running out to get some coffee.
Yeah, they
Oh, yeah.
do. They do. I'm especially a fan of their scones. Like, oh, their
Yeah.
scones.
Oh yeah.
They're financiers. And they
Yes.
also have these really great rye shortbread cookies. And I love me a shortbread cookies out.
The
I
lemon
understand. I'm right here with you.
the lemon pound cake. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, thank you two so much. Because again, you two are very busy folks running a successful small business. So thank you so much for taking time out of your very busy schedules to speak with me. So thank you again, both Duwaine and Vera. Again, Stella's Caribbean. They're located on 9th Street between 5th and 6th Avenues. You can take the R to 9th Street to go and check them out. They're absolutely. They also do takeout and I believe delivery as well. So you can get on that too if it's too much for you to schlep and you have it delivered to you. Have more of a home cooking experience because you're at home.
Oh my
So-
God. Thank you so much for having
Thank
us.
you.
Though. Thank you.
Absolutely. It's been such a pleasure. It's been so much fun. All right. So folks, I am Nikki Thomas, licensed associate real estate broker with the Corcoran Group, and I will see you next time for another edition of Shop Talk Park Slope, where I talk with more fabulous owners like Duwaine and Vera.